Okay, good morning, folks. It is 7:45 on the 24th of July. That is day 112. It is 59.8 degrees. Just got dropped off back down to the railroad tracks, the trail south of Interstate 5 near Mount Shasta. It was a great little stop. Decent enough little town. A couple good food options. Restaurants, hotels, stuff. Not huge, but decent enough. Got my resupply done. LighterPack yesterday was fine. Fun. Looking forward to sort of like not a half day, but like a shorter day today. I'll go until 4, and then 2 full-size days tomorrow and the next day, and then another shorter day to get into the town of Etna, which is just about 100 miles from where I'm starting out today. Looks like the weather's supposed to be somewhat accommodating. Into the low 70s by day, something like that. Although I've found the real weather has usually tended to be 5 or 10 degrees warmer than the forecast, so we'll see if that holds true. I'll also say, today being the 24th of July, for those of you who've been following the channel and marking your calendars and the like, it is day 112, but the 24th of July, two years ago, 2021, is the day I summited Mount Katahdin on the Appalachian Trail. So even with those 2 broken bones in my left hand, was able to get up Katahdin, finish that Thru-Hike 2 years ago today, so that's kind of neat. I'll say 2 final notes and then snap off and get hiking. One is that I wanted to catch you up on my regimen of audiobooks. I started and finished Childhood, Boyhood, and Youth by Leo Tolstoy. I love those classic Russian writers on trail. They're just so rich and just have such a great way of describing humans. It's really fun. And then I also checked out a book called Walden by one Ralph Waldo Emerson. So Ralph Waldo Emerson, of course, I always hear sort of distinct notes, although these 3 people appeared after Ralph Waldo Emerson's time. It's always kind of funny for me to hear the notes of like Aldo Leopold, Jack Kerouac, and Holden Caulfield in Ralph Waldo Emerson's writing. So I think that's about all I got for now. Again, 100 miles to get to Etna. I'm carrying 4 days of food. Should be fine. Mild temperatures. Today is day 112, multiple of 7. We'll have a health update for you here in a little bit. But for now, I was about to say I'm gonna get hiking, but there is a reroute. In effect, they're doing some like forest management stuff on the other side of Interstate 5. So I'm taking a road walk to get over to Castle Crags State Park. From there, jumping on the Flume Trail, F-L-U-M-E, Flume Trail, to rejoin the PCT. So I will be off the official PCT, but on the official reroute for the next few miles. Again, if you're ever curious about this, you can check out the Gaia link in the description below. For each and every day, I'm recording the exact path that I walk, along with all the statistical blah, 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 of my speed and all this and that. Check those out in the description below. With that, I'm going to get hiking, and I'll certainly talk to you guys tomorrow. Later. Talk to you later.
I left things unsaid, and you cannot forget how my mistakes haunt us, but do they really daunt us? Your tongue can be sharp, cut me close to the heart, but we can master the art. And the thing is that these scars are scary, but they are just small scars. We should never be afraid of them. You and I know when we are too far apart, everything just falls apart. So I just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free. I'll keep my head high while we're crossing the land. With all the miles we laid down, it's gonna take us some time, but I won't give up, though I know it is tough. We need to break our patterns. It's better now than after we have drifted off too far. Let's tear down these walls. Our destiny has called. We're walking down a path, and the wind will change at last, like a song about our past. So I'll just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free. I can't see the point of pointing fingers. Come on, let's rejoice of what will come. I have made the choice of thinking bigger. 'Cause you are all that I need. You are all that I need. So I just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free.
All right, good afternoon, folks. 2:53 in the afternoon, 83.2 degrees. Usually I like to do these health updates when it's a little bit flatter, so I'm not breathing so much, but this is just way too pretty out here, man. Check out this view. And then off around the bend there, you can still see the Castle Crags back there behind me. Very cool, jagged peaks. Anyways, I'm like 15 probably or so miles into the day. Just crossed my last water source for the day, so carrying out 4 liters. There is no water from that previous water source for like 10 miles. So I'm not gonna do 10 miles today, 10 more miles today. So I have to carry out enough water for tonight and tomorrow. Although I ate dinner back at that water source, that's already cleaned up and everything. But turning on for the health update, weekly health update number whatever. Started down to the bottom of my body, per usual. No blisters, feeling good. No toenails have yet taken their leave. However, I certainly suspect a few, 2 or 3, are not in wonderful health. So whether they leave or I finish this hike first, who really knows, but I don't think they'll stick with me forever. So that's that. I also mentioned a couple days ago about my right ankle feeling stiff or tight. That's persisted, although I've pieced together that likely the catalyst for that discomfort is more this sort of trail that we're seeing right here, just this traverse. There's been a lot of these sort of mountainside traverses the past few days, a lot more than usual, and a lot of them very sustained. They're always super pretty. I mean, my goodness, look at this. But the treadway is frequently off camber, more times than not. So particularly my uphill ankle, which has with tremendous regularity been my right ankle. Every time I step down with it, it's off, and you wind up just these tiny little rolls and stressing parts of your ankle that you're not usually stressing. So it is what it is. Happy to have identified the culprit. I haven't wrapped it up. I haven't taken any ibuprofen. Those are both options that I'm leaving open. I do carry an ace bandage with me in my first aid kit. So moving up from there, knees, hips, thighs, shins, calves, all that good. Rest of the legs all good. Guts going good. Body's doing generally pretty well, I'd say, honestly. It's been a while since I commented on that finger which got infected a couple times earlier. It is not reinfected, so fear not, but I have noticed the nail is like split and broken, and I'm not sure how long that's going to stick around for either, or how painful it's going to be once that nail disappears. Doesn't seem pleasant, but I'm quite sure that the reason for that split in the nail was whatever infection I was dealing with. Yeah, so I don't know if it was just too much of a trauma to the nail bed or what, but there you have it. Moving into gear, I don't really have a whole ton to report in gear. I failed to mention that in that box I received from my wife, I also received Bluetooth headphones, so that's a bit of a change to my kit, but the wired headphones, just every time I rattled against a branch, it would pause the recording or the whatever audiobook or podcast or whatever I was listening to, and that was just driving me completely insane. So I switched out to Bluetooth ones. They're heavier, it's one more thing to keep charged, they get lost a lot easier, but so far it's a good change. Hopefully that doesn't change. Still thrilled about the duplex. Not much else to report for gear, so that's all I got for this health update. It's been great. I'm not going to go too terribly much further. Quit in another hour, maybe a touch over an hour. We'll kind of see. But yeah, gosh, that was the last water source, but look at this. This is water. Sucker. Oh. Look at these cool plants. Interesting. All right. Well, that's all I got. I got to get to camp. I'll talk to you guys there. Pretty gosh darn epic spot, man. Check out this view. So you might be able to make out way off in the distance Lassen Peak back there. Of course, we were there a week ago or whatever. And then in the foreground here, this is Castle Crags. Castle Crags, all those awesome little points, super craggly mountains. And then the third sort of view off in this direction, of course, the ever epic 14er Mount Shasta right there. All right, guys, it is 4:53 in the evening and 74.4 degrees. I've made it to home for the night here at mile 1521. There's the tent all pitched up. Still have some sort of odds and ends sprayed about here, but yeah, man, what a super cool day. I mean, just definitely the climb has been a thing, but it's not too crazy. I mean, it's a little sustained, it's a little steep, but it's not too crazy. And now that I'm pretty much up on top of the majority of the climb, it looks like that's actually the biggest, most protracted single climb of this entire jump. So we still have like 17,000 feet of elevation gain between the last town and the next one, but and as far as single protracted jumps, single protracted climbs, that's the one. So that's behind me now, so that's great. But yeah, man, what an exceptional few views. We were able to see Lassen Peak again, which is really cool. Able to see the Castle Crags. Man, those are really cool points. Definitely kind of like, I don't really want to compare them to the winds because there's certainly far fewer of them and far less like pervasive than the sort of jaggedy teeth, those, what do they call it, like zombie shark tooth mouth, you know, zombie shark mouth sort of peaks, those really pointy craggledy ones. Yeah, but then of course also saw Shasta, so that was really cool. I expect we might be seeing Shasta for a little while yet, what with it being 14,000 feet and all. Yeah, aside from that, definitely ran into a few hikers out here. There's a dude called Marmalade who's finishing a section of the PCT. And then, of course, my friends Jackpot and Bushwhack, they're hiking with a gal called Mamacita. So they're out here. They'll be passing me here any minute, really. I think they're going to go another 5 miles or whatever. But yeah, 4 o'clock came, so I decided to just post up here. I did stop a little while ago as well, just at the last water source. So the last water source was whatever it was, 4 miles or something ago. And that's the last water source for another 6 miles into tomorrow. And there's no water here. So I got there and decided to cook up there so that I could just take care of my wet dinner at the water source rather than having to carry water just for the purpose of cooking and cleaning. And then I did pack out like 4 liters from there, you know, 4 heavy, probably 4.5 or so, which should be plenty to get me through tonight, tomorrow morning, and then 6 miles to the next water source. So I'm not particularly concerned about that at all. Yeah, that's about all I got for today, really. Definitely a pretty cool day. Definitely really cool view, beautiful views and stuff. So that was nice, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna climb into the tent, start processing video and stuff, and certainly I'll check in with you guys tomorrow.